everybody, it is me, and I have some hard stuff to share with you. So my heart is really sad. Let me tell you my experience in worship this morning, and then I'll read the devotional. And anyway, so I guess during the summer at our church, they do like an extra song, and it's a rock song, and after they only did 3 songs of worship, and then the fourth song was the whole band just playing into the rock song. I don't remember the name of it, but everybody was on their feet cheering and screaming and clapping to the music, and they had not even given that kind of glory to Jesus when they were doing the worship songs. And so I'm really, really sensitive to setting an environment of worship, because that is such a precious thing that people need when they come to church. And I had been to it at a church in San Diego, and I experienced a very similar type of service one day, and I stopped going because that is these worship teams are so gifted in their talents and ability to bring in that presence of Jesus. And it's sad, it's so sad, because they have this amazing potential to do something amazing and bring the kingdom, but instead they bow down to what man would want. And so I'm not, so they're seeking the praise of man instead of what God's heart is. And so after that experience this morning, thankfully, it made my decision not to play the drums with them. In fact, I'm not going to go to worship anymore, because I guess during the summer, this is what they do on a regular basis, and it would feel like striving for me to go there now. And so I'm going to just go for the message and be available for prayer and do prayer still. And if the church that I'm going to start going to was an hour away, I'd probably make that transition already, but I'm going to wait till we get to the property. But my heart is just so sad, because they have this great, amazing potential, and I love doing worship with banners there, but it's now their attention is getting shifted into pleasing men, and so I just really sad. So let me make sure. Oh yes, but in the car I decided to put on "Thy Will Be Done" by what's her name? Yes, whatever her name is. And as I was listening to it, it was yes, that became my prayer, thy will be done, even if that means not going to worship with church. That's always been something I love. So that's what he's saying to me, thy will be done. And so that's why I'm trying to, but I'm thankful that it really helped make that decision for me about doing the drums. So I'm going to send an email to the worship team later and just tell them my experience this morning and why I'm not going to audition for the drums. So, but this, of course, the devotional is amazing and perfect in this place. To become his flames of fire. That's the title of this. A veil covers the hearts of the unbelieving, but whenever anyone turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we who, with unveiled faces, who all reflect God's glory, are being transformed into his likeness with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit. And this is what God is calling us to do while we are worshiping. We can be transformed. There's so much we can get from him in pure worship. So that's that's also why this just fits. So, and that's 2 Corinthians 3:15. The golden lights of dawn brought me a new thought recently. I was out walking early in the forest, and it was one of those dawns that bathes the world in brightness. The air looked pure gold, as if it were transparent glass. To the south of me was a whole forest of golden trees. Leaves were flakes of gold. On one tree, the fruits that hung there were golden balls. And there was the strange part. To the east, there was as yet nothing of the sun itself, only the rising loveliness of his golden dawning, but all the beauty and gladness of spirit that came from his flaming fire. He makes flames of fire his servants. I had often thought of the force of that word, the burning energy, the purging purity of flaming fire, but not of this gentler ministry, this bathing in brightness. All that he touches. The first part of that verse is this: he makes winds of his messengers. An old Jewish legend says that God's angels are as the winds, going and coming and ceasing to be when their service is accomplished. They are selfless servants. Whoever saw a wind, they are obedient to cause either calm or storm, fulfilling his word, and they are free as the wind, we say. Isn't it this a perfect picture of what you and I want to be? Selfless, obedient, free because we are obedient, cleansing and brightness, all whom we touch. Only love can be that and do that. Lord, forevermore, give us this kind of love. Our Father, transform one irritable or angry thought to a thought and a word of love. Transform one hoarded moment to a moment or an hour of patient compassion. Transform us, Father, by the little glories of this day. All right, I have told you everything I had to tell you, and yes, I'll play Thy Will Be Done. Yes, but I hope you guys are encouraged in there, yes. So I hope you guys have great Sundays, and I will talk when I have more to say.